plan in a speech to the nation tomorrow. Eyewitness News reporter Elex Michaelson spoke to local representatives from both sides of the aisle and joins us now from the Tech Center with more. Alex?
Ellen, White House officials tell ABC News that we're about to move to a new phase in the fight against ISIS. Since a new Iraqi government formed yesterday, the U.S. will now be able to provide more military support and more aggressively fight by air. President Obama welcomes the top congressional leaders to the Oval Office to discuss his plan to defeat ISIS.
And the president wants to make sure that he's clear with the American public.
I am looking for a strategy from the president that takes on this terrorist threat and defeats it.
The president is scheduled to lay out that strategy in front of a joint session of Congress tomorrow night. A new poll shows that 90% of Americans now see ISIS as posing a vital threat to the U.S. 52% of the country believes the president has been too cautious in confronting ISIS so far.
I'm not one of those people who is a war hawk, waiting to pounce and go in there and stay in there. But in this particular case, ISIS presents a problem to the United States and to the world.
Secretary of State John Kerry is working on building a broad international coalition. The U.S. is expected to increase airstrikes against ISIS over Iraq, but not necessarily over Syria. 65% of Americans now support airstrikes in Syria.
We will support air power. I think that's the view of most members of Congress, but we need to hear a comprehensive strategy.
It's unclear if Congress will actually vote on an authorization of force before the midterm elections in November.
So as a practical matter, I don't really see the time that it would take to really get this out and have a full debate.
I think we ought to stay as long as it takes to get that job done. There are few responsibilities more important in the Congress of the United States than declaring war.
Now, speaking of the fight against ISIS, there are reports that intelligence officials may have identified the member of ISIS who executed American journalist James Foley and Steven Sotloff on camera. That man's name is not yet being released. Last night, a representative of Sotloff's family complained that the Obama administration did not do enough to save Sotloff's life. Reporting live, Elex Michaelson, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Alex.